And we are back live here with map number 2. It is Mirage. Of course, we did see Method picking up the first map there, pick Cash, though it was quite closer than we thought. I mean, Method had a really big lead. Mythic almost brought it back, but just wasn't quite there. But now we're on Mythic's pick on Mirage here. So that means that Method will get side selection. So they did take the CT side first. I do see Mythic here. They have the bomb. I think they're going to try to go underpass to connector with these 3 players and just try to pinch the A bomb side. That's kind of what I'm feeling.
Yeah, this looks to me like an A split. D Mirage, my favorite map of the 7 that are active duty right now. And anybody that knows who I am knows that I love Mirage, and this is a lovely map. I do enjoy this a lot. Really trying to spot those players underpass. And I don't know if they know what's happening here, but this split is going to happen. Silent trying to hold it off from Cat. He knows they're trying to get that A site. The trades are occurring. This 4v3 situation quickly turns into a chaotic situation. And the bomb's down in A site. Is that on triple? Yeah, it is on triple.
Yeah, it's on top of the box.
Yeah.
XP3's, I think he's like trying to get it, but he couldn't grab it. Devil walks in and try to jump up and oh my goodness, they can't grab the bomb. When they could, but it's like it would put them in too much of a like awkward spot to grab, like they'd be way out in the open, you know what I mean? So there's like no way to comfortably grab the bomb back after it dropped down on top of the triple box.
Well, yeah, and then they would have heard that, too, and they would have said, well, why the heck is he up there? And then probably peeked and got him. So, I mean, that's just an unfortunate turn of events for Mythic with that bomb literally landing on top of the box.
Yeah, like, it wasn't impossible to get, but like I said, it would put you in, like, such an open position to so much threat that they could just never really pick it back up comfortably. And now Mythic, they are going to, you know, not invest too heavy here, actually. They didn't really go, like, heavy Tech 9 armor. They just got 1 Tech 9 on Anger, 2 flashbangs. They're gearing up for A. I mean, there's 3 inside the palace. They're just going to try to roll out here. But Justin, he'll be up close with this SMG, so he might be able to just finish this off. And you already saw the damage that came in with that nade.
A lot of damage came in with that nade. Trevor holding A lower, does take 2 out, and Justin finishes up at the other side. And that 3-2 split was a nightmare for them. Of course, it's an eco round, obviously. I'm not trying to overhype that up, but, you know, a nice job by Method for getting that done.
Absolutely. And, I mean, this is Method who has been successful, I think, all 3 pistol rounds now. I think they won all 3 pistols so far. So
I think they actually have.
And they haven't been ecoed yet either, so they're always getting these 3-0 starts at the beginning of halves. So that's definitely something we've seen throughout the series, and that certainly helps Method out quite a lot here. As we're going to see Mythic now gearing up towards Upper B with the bomb. You do see Anger checked out underpass, but he's falling back, and they're setting up some smokes, it looks like, or 1 smoke rather, to just try to see if they can attack into B. Now, there's already 2 in the site. And the rotate's actually pretty far. Maybe Ely's going to be able to get in position here soon. But right now he's at jungle. But now you start seeing him fall back. So he might get here in time. But
yeah, it
we'll
looks
see
like
if these 2 can hold.
Well, it looks like what they're going to try to do is try to jump out that window and just quickly get this control. But Silent and Toy are trying to have a different story here. Taking him out, and there it is. The round's over. It's pretty much as quickly as it began. I mean, not necessarily a super straight-out rush, but how it ends for them.
That was weird. Like, it seemed like they got held up. Like, they threw that 1 smoke they had inside the B bomb site, which alerted Ely to the fact they were probably hitting B, so he was able to rotate already to the window. And it seemed like Mythic took too long. Like, it's because they took too long to hit, the rotate was already there, rather than them getting, like, the 5-on-2 initially before any support could show up. And I think that hurt him a lot. But now this is the first gun round. They're trying to get aggressive at mid XP3. I don't think he detected this, that they're pushing him on the left side. This could be devastating.
Yeah, he didn't. But the trade occurs there, right there. And, you know, also another thing, Strebber, you know, pushing up there, not a horrible idea for him, but this double op setup, 4th round for CT is not necessarily unheard of on Mirage because, you know, it's a decent-sized map and there's a lot of different areas you can hold with an op.
Weird to see it this early.
I didn't expect to see it this early.
Absolutely. You seem like teams seem to kind of go to that when things aren't working out on the CT side. You kind of go to a double op, except for like some maps like Dust 2 or Cash where you can just bring it out whenever. But yeah, definitely kind of weird to see it this early on Mirage, especially whenever you're trying to play so aggressive with rifles as they did. But it's worked out for the best so far. I mean, they really caught Mythic off guard. XP3 wasn't there fast enough to watch them jump out window, and so they're able to do a lot of damage. And they do have the man advantage now going forward here as Mythic will try to gather up at B. There's 2 in the area. See what they can do here.
Ely playing for sound there in Palace, but Silent takes 2 down. Can he get the 3rd? Knows he's there, misses the shot, but still they know what's going on here. They got the bomb down, and they're just, you know, they're just going to play time here and force him to push out. So he gets onto the site. Oh, Silent missed that shot.
Oh, how did
Takes
I
one out.
thought Toy would have known
wow.
whenever Silent missed that one shot when he peeked out, but Toy, I guess, wasn't aware there, and he did fall. But still, Method holds on to the round, so they've won the pistol, they've avoided the anti-ecos, they've now also won the opening gun round, so Mythic back to saving even again, so could be a quick 5-0 here for Method. I mean, this map is definitely, I guess, one of the maps that have one of the more heavier CT biases on it.
Right.
It's still decently balanced. Like, you can still get, you know, a decent amount of rounds on T side, but it definitely, I would say it's even more CT biased in a map like Cash, right? And so you kind of expect the big numbers here on this map, but Mythic, they need to find something at least to give them a chance, you know?
Well, they're YOLOing out of that B side, you know, that tunnel of death. They go down in a barrage of gunfire. And Devilwalk's going to try to get the hit, but he doesn't get it.
That's so rough. Like, Mythic were able to get some guys really low, but they couldn't finish off kills. Like, they started kind of whiffing a bit. So they had some opportunities when Method were missing some of their initial shots, but they couldn't capitalize on them. And you can even see Pitt, like, you're invincible, man. Like, I mean, I thought you were, I guess he said invisible. Or he spelled, like, invincible, but he spelled it wrong, and Justin helped him out there. And English is his second language. I mean, come on, guys. Like, don't give him too much trouble there.
Right.
Yeah, so Method up 5-0, but Mythic, they're in their next gun round. They're once again trying to put some pressure here at mid. There's no aggression this time from the CT side, so they'll have a bit of an easier time establishing themselves here at mid, and we'll see what they can do with it.
Oh, Silent misses a shot he needs to hit, and 3 frags for Mythic. Opens the round up at the bombs over there near Side Hall, and that's kind of, maybe that's a good thing for him, you know, just to try to see where the CTs are. Justin spots Devilwalk, knows he's near Firebox, and they're just waiting to see what's going to happen. Toy going, trying to get some information here in a 2v5. Not looking very prominent for him, as he's just got to probably go for exits or save here. I mean, you know, 32 HP. Yeah.
We'll see if he even can. XP3, I think, just spotted him there, and Toy knows it, so he's actually going to backpedal here and actually try to just take the engagement, and he will die to anger. And, I mean, first off, again, Devilwalk taking an entry position, something I'm not used to seeing, but it panned out that round. He got 2 entries at A, and then the other big thing was Silent, you know, pressing with that op on Catwalk and getting caught, not able to get the pick and not able to fall back fast enough before, you know, Mythic could take advantage of him being exposed, and all those two things in combination pretty much just gave Mythic a huge advantage, and they just rolled with it. And now they have their first round, but, you know, Method's still plenty of money to buy up, and they do buy back the double op, so that's like a conscious thing they want to keep rolling with.
Nice kills there by Shrever and Justin, as you see, and that really shuts down a lot of things they can do with that mid control. If they do establish it, Lex takes out Justin. And, you know, just trying to establish that mid control in this map, I think, is so important. And when you get shut down like that, and now you're kind of in a situation where you're in a 3v4, it's still doable. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that it's hard to do something on Mirage without that mid control. If you can dictate that mid control, if Mythic can get this done early, I think they can help dictate this T side, maybe get, you know, I don't know, as many rounds as they can.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely have been very, like, mid-heavy, like, just map control heavy, rather than just really gearing up for some type of heavy A side execute. That seems to be, like, kind of 2 styles of Terra's team on this map, are the ones that just favor these really heavy A hits, or these ones that really favor the mid control more, and just trying to work the whole map. That's definitely Mythic's case B, but they're in a tough spot here in a 3v4. They're trying to come out Palace. They're smoked off for now. XP3's going to look for a pick with that op when it dissipates. And Lex, I mean, he's made it into connector unspotted, so maybe they can still pinch this A bomb site. But as I said, they are a man down, which makes it a bit tough. But Lex has caught Trevor, and he's evened it up.
Well, he got out of mid there and got that kill in the site. XP3 again with that op, very much dictating this last map and doing a nice job for him. Just trying to get that A control, and they do manage to get that. They should get that bomb plant with Lex turning this around, and got 3 kills already. Can't do it. Silent through the box headshot.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. No way.
He's got to go for this. It's planted for Cat. He's in trouble. He knows Lex is waiting for this. He's going to go ahead and stick it. He's not faking this at all. He's going for Lex. He's not going to
I'm done, dude. I'm out of here.
And nails it.
All right, boys. You guys have a great night. Hope you enjoy it. Holy cow, man. All these great things I was about to say about how Lex was able to get mid and, you know, cause a lot of a disturbance with his picks and, you know, Mythic able to turn a 3v4 into a winning situation. Then you just see Silent there in a 1 versus 3. Hit 2 really insane op shots for 1, and then it's just the mind games in the 1v1. He just sticks the bomb. I mean, there's like mangoes downstairs for that guy right there to stick it in that situation, and then Lex like thinking there's no way he's gonna stick it when he knows I'm connector and it's planning for me. He did. He wins the round off of it. That's insane.
Yeah, that was just nice play by Silent. You know, he's only died once so far in this map, and he's got 11 frags on him. 2 of them being in that round, and just nice shots like you said. And it looks like Mythic's trying to establish that mid control again. They do get XP3 goes down for Mythic, and you know, it seems like a pretty standard setup here, except that person in apartments, and Toy and Silent over there just holding B. I think they're predominantly thinking it's going to be a B hit, but I think Anger and Lex and Devilwalk and Pith have a different idea, which looks like an A hit.
And I mean, Mythic are already a man down here, and their money is in such a bad way right now. If they lose this round, they're definitely back to saving, and they just give up that edge they kind of gained with that big round a couple of rounds ago. And here they're trying to get into A, and they're getting an exchange, but Method's winning it, right? They're staying ahead. They're in a 4v2 now.
Well, yeah, and it just got a lot easier there with Ely taking out Anger, and a 1v4 does get 1, but goes down to Silent in that op, and you know, Silent's op has been pretty solid so far, considering that last round with those nice frags and that round in particular.
Yeah, I mean, now, like I said, Mythic going to be back to saving here. So that one little step forward they took winds up being kind of 2 steps back after losing like a big 3 versus 1 they should close out, and then losing the next and getting their money reset. That's just, you know, that's tough to deal with here. And Method, that one play just had such an impact. It wasn't just winning that round, it was setting up Mythic's economy for later on as well. So I mean, that play was almost worth 3 rounds, you know, worth of winning because of what it did to Mythic. And we'll see. I mean, can Mythic try to make something happen in this pistol? They do get the pick on the catwalk, so here's a start.
Oh, it is a nice start, but Toy has a different idea. He does try to spray him down, whiffs a few sprays there. And now this 3v3 ensues. And Ely, really nice play for him.
Yeah, he's been nuts.
He has, and they're just trying to hold this off here and not let them get this bomb down, because if they get this bomb down with 3 people in shop, it's a whole market shop, whatever you want to call it. It's a whole different ball game for them.
Yeah, I mean, Ely saved the day. I thought when XP3 actually picked up the op and they got that pick on the Toy and the site that this was going to be maybe Mythic's round, even though it was a save. But Ely really caught him back with those 3 kills. But now XP3 in a 1 versus 3. He's got a lot of time left, but I mean, they're just all waiting for him. They're all sitting in market waiting for that bomb plant noise. And XP3 goes to peek out the check on things, and he's going to be met with the frag. And now Method up 8-1. So again, starting off the series with a big lead. Mythic recovered last time, but it wasn't enough. I mean, can it be a different story here in this map? That's going to be the main question that we're going to be looking for an answer to. And I'll also say this, man, like XP3 was playing so great last map. This map 1 in 8, like he's really struggling.
Yeah, and Devilwalk kind of in a similar position as he was in this last map. But XP3 not being as impactful as he was, only getting, I think that 1 kill he got was an op kill. He does have the op in hand. And they're preferentiating this A hit, and they are going to go ahead and just come out. They're just going for it. They know they need to win this round, otherwise their economies are going to get, well, not in the greatest of shape, that's for darn sure. Ely takes 2 out, gets taken out by XP3, and now this 2v3 turns into a 1v3 with Silent, again with that op. Oh, Devilwalk, a nice shot there. So Toy goes down. Now it's a 1v2, and this is a hard situation to do with 22 HP. He does have some utilities. He does have 2 flashes in that HE grenade. And a single kill under his belt, right? Or excuse me, 2. Or 1. I'm sorry. Wow. But can he do it? That's the question. Justin up close. This is a hard angle to spot when you have 22 HP, and it doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen.
And I mean, that's like Mythic, like, and they're just running out A. They don't really even have any smokes down. So at that point, since you're not blocking off any rotations, you're not blocking any angles, you're just relying on winning the duels, and they're not. I mean, they haven't been for most of this half, and that's really a big deal. I mean, I think they just need to either focus up on getting some more smokes down and making execute a bit easier on themselves, since they're having some struggles with some of the duels in open space, or I mean, at that point, I don't know what else. I mean, you can keep trying to do the mid controlling. They've been able to get up cat and make noise there, where they haven't been able to close out rounds from that position. So just having a better time closing rounds when they get the map control, or like I said, just having a better A execute that makes it a bit easier on yourself is the only two suggestions I would really have. But otherwise, just Mythic playing a really good CT side.
Yeah, Toy playing this forward apartments position, does take out Lex, gets traded out, and kind of opens up for him a little bit, but nothing they can really do right there as they go down to Ely. Ely says it's not going to happen, picks up an op, and a 2K for him. Nice round. Didn't even use any nades, it looks like, that round. Well, maybe he picked one up, but, you know, a nice round for them. You know, 10-1 is a problem, and I think that Mythic knows this, Dust.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really have many more. Like, they pretty much have to win out to half just to put themselves in a respectable number without having to force themselves into some type of crazy comeback with their own really big CT side. They need I feel like you need at least 4 just to be okay. You know, you let this team go up 12 rounds on CT, that's going to be almost impossible to recover from. So they're definitely at this point where they kind of have to win out to have a chance. And you know, they're going to come up A once again. Like, they have the smoke covered on jungle and stairs, but no, I think they actually got a smoke on CT spawn as well. So yeah, this is a bit better for coverage.
XP3 takes out Ely, and Ely probably should have hit that shot, but it doesn't go that way. This isn't really a game of probably, it's a game of can you hit it.
Wow.
And Streber, yeah, that was a nice play by Streber there, right there, but gets taken out. So now this 3v2, and the T is in a rock on a hard place here.
Oh, absolutely. This is really tough. I mean, they actually put up better smokes to give themselves an easier side execute. But then Streber just pushes through one of those smokes and gets 2 kills. And, I mean, that's a huge play right there, a ballsy one. But, hey, it's a big risk, but it's a big reward. I mean, it's completely shut down Mythic. It's put them in a tough 2v3 with the bomb down. And Anger, he does catch Toy, though. So now it's a 2-on-2, but they still have such low HP.
Are they doing silent? Oh, he takes him out the headshot. Oh, an XP3. There it is. That's the round they needed, and they needed it so badly.
Method are probably kicking themselves right now. When they had a 3 versus 2, they had the 2 remaining players on Mythic so low on HP. I mean, they had all their angers covered when they went to the site, but Anger is able to get a couple of 1v1s on the guy connector and the guy CD spawn. He just hit 2 sick headshots like Anger did with low HP, just still making a play. And I mean, that's kind of the more vintage Anger I remember from years ago, making a play like that. We unfortunately don't see it enough, I think, in CSGO from him, but it happened that round, that's for sure, and that made a huge difference in recovering that round.
Well, it did. It's a hard situation to do, especially on Mirage with 3 people holding that. Still, here comes the execute, but Justin just doesn't really want that to happen with that forward position he had there in Palace. It really kind of split this offensive by Mythic in half, and they didn't know this is a problem for them because now it's in a 1v4, and he does get tagged by that op.
Yeah, I mean, it was just Mythic trying to do an A split, and it looked pretty good. I mean, they had people come on connector. They still had a presence at A and Palace. So, like, that's, like, good when you can get all 3 angles of approach on the A bomb site under your control to take into. I mean, that usually yields some pretty successful rounds for you. But unfortunately, I mean, that's the first time we've seen Mythic get aggressive in Palace this entire half. And that was Justin, who was able to get the pick on the 1 Palace player, then use it to grab a couple of more kills as well, and really just kind of put a halt to what Mythic was trying to bring to the table. And now, look, I mean, it's the second to last round of the half, and Mythic, well, that just happened. But it's also Mythic with very little utility here. They're on a couple of pistols. They're already down a man. I mean, this couldn't be much worse.
It really couldn't, but it actually could because they're down to 2 people in a 2v5. Justin just playing that angle, knows XP3's there, and then there it is. Justin finishes the round with a 4K off that tap shooting down on Anger. Goes, just a nice round. I don't really know what they'll say about that. They tried to come up that A lower, but the shot through the smoke set him down. Yeah,
I'd be pretty heated if that happened to me if I'm Mythic and I just got blasted through the smoke like that at A ramp. I mean, and then Justin ends it with the quad kill, so he wasn't even done after that kill. I mean, that's probably like a little, I know it's kind of an eco round for Mythic, but still a highlight kill to just basically Justin ended the round before it even got started for Mythic, and they still had some utility to try to make that round work, and like I said, they couldn't even get the round started. They just got shut down so hard, and now they're on just pistols trying to come to the A bomb site. Devilwalk has jumped out Palace, but Justin on top of it, but can't get the kill anyway, so another entry here from Devilwalk, and can they make this happen on the force buy?
Ely through the smoke, I think he did spot him coming through there, goes for the no-scope, does hit it. Ely just doing some damage. Silent and them with his ops, and they do finish the round off there. 13 to the half.
Holy
nice
cow.
work done. Silent dropping 18 kills, Ely 15. I mean, just a well-executed half for Method. 13-2 is not really what you need if you're Mythic, you know, with those 2 rounds, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, this could be over really quick right now. I mean, if Mythic lose pistol, it's going to be done pretty fast. So I do want to preface the next half basically by just saying that even after this map is over, we're not done yet. We do have another best of 2 coming up later tonight in about, I guess, 30 minutes from right now. So I guess there might be a bit of a break in between this series and the next one if this one does end pretty quick. That's going to be, in fact, CLG, you know, playing their opening match of the season for us over here in CEVO, but obviously a team everyone's very familiar with some of their recent, you know, lands that they've played, you know, overseas, as well as being a part of our league last season and making playoffs. So there's no need to introduce them. They'll be playing tonight up against the sponsorless squad, you know, the combination of some of the Tempo Storm and Elevate players over there. So that is coming up, like I said, in about 30 minutes from now. So definitely, even after this map is over, you know, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah, looking forward to that best of 2 coming up after this. You know, just to talk about this map being not extremely CT side, but enough to where you know it's definitely considered noting and worth noting on a grand scale. Is, you know, Mirage T side, you'd like to get 5, you know, preferentially you get 6, 7, 8. If you can get 10, you know, you're in a really good position. Although I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. But Mythic has to do something like that. They need to win this pistol. They need to just string together a ton of rounds. And if Method does happen to squeeze one off with some kind of a mid-push to throw Mythic off, or they do a 4-stack A and walk into a stack, they've got to be ready for something.
Right.
Mythic's kind of got their back against the walls.
I think if you're like a good Mirage team, like if you're a team that likes Mirage and plays it a lot, and like Mirage is your map, then you need to be able to put up like 6 or so rounds on the T side, or maybe even a bit more. Like, if this is your map, but even if you're like an average team on Mirage, you have to be able to put up at least, at least, like definitely at least 4. But I would say you would probably need 5 to be okay. Like, just if you're going to rely on being like a strong CT side team, no matter the map, you're trying to put 10 on the board all the time on CT. But Method putting up 13, that's definitely an overperformance. Like, that Mythic definitely did not get enough on T side. There's no bottom, and this is their map pick, by the way. So they knew they were going to have to start T side first. They knew that they were going to have to bring a good T side to the table. And honestly, they look pretty lost on T side in most of those rounds. They did not really seem like they didn't seem comfortable. Like, either they weren't on the same page, or just because they were losing so badly, it got to them. I mean, either way, they just didn't look well polished at all. And I mean, this team used to have some pretty cool tactics on this map that I used to see them run. I didn't see any of them that time. They just looked like they were trying to work mid or A, and if those didn't work out, they lose the duels A, the round's over.
This push coming out from Method onto A site, pretty much uncontested. Nothing really happening right there. Lex does get a double right there. Going to make, and Silent hits a nice shot. So now a 3v3 here, but the lurk is coming in there, and Justin is going to come in, take one out. And it's Anger in a 1v2 here.
I mean, he's got the aim, though. He's got the USPs. Up against Ely, he doesn't have any armor, so you might be able to grab him. He does. That's the headshot. My goodness. And that's why you got to be worried about Anger on pistol rounds, man. I mean, he's got that pinpoint accuracy at times, and he definitely delivered there. And that was Method, rolling with a pistol round that I see quite a lot on this map now. It's, smoking off the stairs in jungle, because you don't want to buy too many smokes. You want to be able to have enough armor on some of your guys to get in. And so that means you have to contest CT spawn, because it's not going to be smoked off. You can't plant safely because it's open, so you have to contest it. You have to push in, and that's what they did. They unfortunately took a lot of damage in their process, but still had a 2v1. But, I mean, Anger just came up big there. I mean, what can you say? And they needed that to just survive. I mean, they're still not even really on the path of a comeback. They're just surviving right now.
Well, Anger leading the pack in frags for this Mythic squad with 11. Next in line's Lex with 8. Adding his stats there, and the YOLO rush on to B is going to happen. Pit takes one out, and this should end in short order. Anger, oh no, he goes down, and they might be able to get this bomb plant, but XP3 says, not happening. Immediately behind bench, goes down. The round in favor of Mythic, as kind of expected, but they do lose 2 players, and not a bad thing for Method to do that. They would have liked to get the bomb down, though.
Absolutely. They just couldn't get it, though. XP3 was able to catch it there. And so Mythic continuing to hold on here. But when that opening gun round comes out for Method, I mean, it's hard to see them not eventually come up with 3 rounds, you know, to close this thing out. But we know they were in a, I guess, a somewhat similar position last map where they were kind of up 13-6 and they struggled to close out as well. So, you know, maybe we'll see a repeat of that or not. I'm not sure. But Method trying to come into the A-bomb site here. But so far, Mythic doing well to hold it off.
Well, and they got what they wanted. They did get that bomb plant in 1 frag so far. But XP3 got 2 before that happened, and there it is. Round's over, but, you know, no smokes. You know, they just, you know, 4 of them came out of Palace so quickly. That's a thing that's very hard to stop if you're not expecting it, you know, but hey, it is what it is. They got the bomb planted. Mythic get the round.
They do, and they are going to be able to get their full buyout here. Silent does have the op. He was very good with it in the last half, especially that big 1v3 clutch he had on the CT side. That was like a round that really just sent tremors throughout this thing, and I think it really just shook Mythic for some time afterwards. So we'll see if he can do something here as they are establishing themselves. 1 at mid, just kind of lurking, trying to cut off rotates and stuff, but they're really going for a heavy A execute. They have 3 on A ramp and 1 in Palace. A lot of smokes are going to come out here. Toy even has a Molotov he can use as well to try to flush people out of spots. So they're going to roll with that here. Here they go.
Yeah, there's the execute. The smoke's trying to split the site in half. Lex knows that it's going to happen. 3 of them come out of A lower, goes down to silence up. And they've already got a 5-3 advantage here with Devilwalk trying to pre-spray where he thinks the bomb is going down. And this is a tall task for them in a 3v5. They've got to open up something quick here with XP3. He's going to have to do an opening shot to get this done. He does. Justin goes down at the hand of XP3. And then the trade occurs. XP3,
Yeah, I mean,
not going to happen.
And that is just like you see the difference in the teams. Like when Mythic, when they hit it, they did like the more standard smokes, right? Like, you know, stairs, jungle, CT spawn, the classics. But you saw Method rolling out with like some of the newer meta, or some of the more recent at least. I mean, kind of the stuff that Navi and what is now Luminosity, the former Keystars, and before that Kaboom. Some of these other smoke variations on the A-bomb site, you know, like you said, splitting the site in half with a straight line through the site, as well as a deep jungle smoke. It's just even more smoke coverage. You can plant inside of a smoke now, which makes the plant even safer than before, and it just holds off all the rotations, and it worked out really well there for Method. And now you see Mythic trying to put together what they can this round. I mean, they don't want to play for the tie. They want to try to win this one, but they've already suffered an opening pick. Silent with that bomb and up with an op in upper B hasn't been able to get the pick there. So already off to a rough start here is Mythic.
Well, and Mythic's in a really bad spot here in the sense of right now they've already got a man down because Silent stopped that aggressive play there by the CTs. And, you know, I think they're going to execute this A hit, and if they can get these smokes down, they should be able to get this done if Lex doesn't go over to B like he hesitated, and now he's just kind of hanging out there near window, and it's going to happen right now.
And XP3 is going to get blocked off if they smoke CT spawn, so he's going to have to like try to jump scout for a miracle, basically. Though they did put down the fire. That slowed down Method a bit here, but the smokes are still up. You see XP3 trying to jump peek. They know it. They have their eyes on it themselves, and they grab him. And this is getting rough for Mythic now.
Well, it is. I mean, you know, Ely down to 13 HP. But that's really not what matters right now is they've got died, and they just got to prevent them from picking them off. The bomb tries to go down, but Devilwalk says it's not going to happen. This turns into a 3v2 now, and they've got to be careful about this. Oh, ooh, there it is.
They can't even plant now. They just got to try to get the kills, but, I mean, Pit playing smart, hiding, but can he hide long enough? Yes, he does. Well done. Wow. Pit was really big there, but also props to Devilwalk. He had a couple of big kills and stayed alive for a really long time at the stairs, longer than expected. And then, yeah, I mean, Pit, he got, you know, the really key kill, which is preventing the bomb plant with only 7 seconds left on the clock, and then they couldn't grab it back. And then he held off when they tried to push him, you know, because they knew they couldn't plant, so they had to just go for the kill, and Pit survives through it and gets a couple more kills. So just, you know, between Pit and Devilwalk, they really saved the day there, because that could have been Mythic going to, you know, round 15 with Mythic having nothing the next round to try to prevent them from going for the win, basically. So that's Mythic surviving just a bit longer here.
You know, this Method squad, everybody with an AK-47 except Justin. I would expect to see if they're going to execute B, which it looks like they are going to. Some smokes going over. Justin trying to get the tell early, and the flashes are going around. Pit takes him out, and Justin just trying to get in there with that P250. Goes through the smoke, does get spotted by Anger, and they walk into a really nice stack by Mythic. The bomb does get planted, but now Ely's left in a 1v5.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing he can even do here. And, like, the defuse is well covered. He's not going to be able to get in there and prevent it. And so, it will be Mythic taking another round here, 7-14. So, I mean, like I said, very, very much deja vu from Cash, though it is, like, you know, different sides of the map.
Right.
I don't know when that's happening, but it's still Mythic finding a way back into the game despite Method having a big lead. So a bit of Method struggling to close, a bit of Mythic, you know, finding a resurgence, finding a way to come back. Last time they still fell short, though. Method still eventually found a way to seal the deal. But we'll see if Mythic can do it again here as they're gearing up for another A hit, but this time with just a few pistols and only one AK. But they still have enough smokes to run a similar hit to what they did a couple of rounds ago, which was successful.
Yeah, that would be preferential. That'd be maybe what they need to do right here. Palace just now getting smoked off, but they are going to go ahead and go for this. They've got to get in here, but that fire is going to delay them from pushing, and the fire on top of balcony, too, just putting them in a bad position to do anything. Flash is coming over, and here they come. They're storming out on this side. Devilwalk is going to get one. The bomb's going to go down, planted, and it does go down, so the bomb goes down. Strebber left in a 1v4, and it doesn't happen. Round's over. Mythic gets it.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing, like, Mythic has been, their counter to what the Method's heavy, you know, smoke hit on A has just been to kind of sit behind the smokes, but throw some really key incendiaries, you know, blocking off the A ramp push, blocking off people pushing out of Palace, like forcing them to take damage if they want to roll their hit at the pace they intended. Otherwise, you're going to have to slow it down and be delayed, which means less time that your smokes are going to be effective whenever you're actually getting to the site. Like, they've cut that time in half, basically. Not only that, but it even gives Mythic the option to kind of safely push through your smokes and get in the site and be prepared to guard you when you come in, just because you've been held back. So those incendiaries have been really key for Mythic dealing with these heavy site executes. But we're back into an even gun run here. Method this time being a bit slower about it, but they are still pretty heavily gathered up at A, so it seems like they still want to give that a shot.
Yeah, and if they are going to execute this A hit, Justin's lurking back there at side hall. And they're just going to go ahead and peek and try to get a pick and work off this, and they are silent. Nice job on that shot to take Devilwalk out. They're just trying to delay this as long as they can. But Lex goes out maybe a little too far. Does get one, but gets traded out. The bomb is going to go down here.
Just
barely goes down.
Yeah, and I mean, the retake here from Mythic, though, has been big. XP3 hits 2 insane headshots there. And now Justin has to try to hold off this 1v3 yet again. He does find one frag, but he's going to be hard-pressed to come back out for another. And yeah, Pitt will hold him off. And here it is, Mythic. They've won the last 4 rounds in a row. They've only given up 1 so far on this comeback effort. So the dream is still alive.
Well, it is, but the thing is for Method, and the one good thing going for them right now is they got all those rounds CT. That's one good thing, and the next good thing going for them is that they've got these bomb plants. They're planting in different sites or different parts of A, and it's something that Mythic, although they're winning the rounds, Method's still getting that bomb plant, and it looks like they might even be trying to go for the same strat they just did. Oh, Silent picks Devilwalk out in Palace, and that could change everything for them.
Well, and then they got the opening pick with Silent last round as well, but they still couldn't close it out. Like, Mythic was still able to make the big retake happen, especially XP3's op. It's just been, like, we've noted how he struggled in the first half to get started, but he's already worked himself back up to 13 frags. So, I mean, he's really had a resurgence here in this second half. He's 7-5, you know, this half, so already, you know, a frag over what he did on his terrorist side. And Method, like you said, they're lining up these smokes again at the A-bomb site. The 4 smokes set up. There are still 2 incendiaries, though, from Anger and XP3, and that's been what's really kind of slowed down this team a lot, but they're not going to go down in time. They're going to be able to get out.
XP3 a nice op kill there. Lex coming out from under balcony, gets 2. Can he get a 3rd? Doesn't happen. Justin takes him out. So 2v3 situation here for Method. XP3 with that op takes out one. 1 HP for XP3, and he's probably just not going to peek this. He knows the bomb is down, and it hasn't gone down yet. And they're just waiting to see what's going to happen here. Justin, nice spray control and a 1v2. He's just going to go for this. He goes in anger, pops his head off.
And I mean, Method just continuing to try to go for the smoke variation on the site. Like I said, the straight line to the site, the 3 smokes. Like I said, the Navi variation of it, which is something that, you know, Keystar's picked up and developed even further. And they've been trying to roll with that several times here on this A side of the map, and it just hasn't been effective. Either they've been slowed down by incendiaries, or that particular round, just Lex busted it, you know, on top of the balcony. They didn't detect him there. He was able to multi-frag and really slow down their hits, or their smokes. They couldn't even really use them. I mean, they had already dissipated, and the retake comes in, and now they're just trying to rush out of A really fast, trying to change the tempo, and it's not working either. I mean, Mythic have shut them down left and right on this A side of the map.
Yeah, Strebber left here in a 1v4, looking pretty grim for him. He's got to come up with something big. Gets one, and there's the round for Mythic, and that right there is going to do some wonders for them. Not only is it 11-14 now, but the economy for Method is not phenomenal.
Not at all. I mean, they're just forced on pistols here, and I'm sure they're just going to try to work something really fast again. I mean, they only have a couple of flashes and a couple of smokes. It's not really a lot to work with, and again, they're gearing up to do it over on the A side of the map, so very similar to last round, except without guns. And with guns, it didn't work. With pistols, I feel it's probably going to be a pretty similar conclusion.
You know, I wonder if they're going to try that 4 Palace, but it looks like they're not. They're just going to do a 2-3 split. Boy gets one. They're going to have to fall back out of that site. With Method has 4 people in the site, and they know XP3 is going to be CT. 3 of them pushing him, and man, he does go down. So does the bomb.
Yeah, I mean, Method on the save round here, basically a save round. Maybe you're going to make it work, but it doesn't come down to a 1v1 here. Pitt still has an opportunity at this. Strebber does have the M4, though it's CT spawning. I mean, Pitt's an exposed angle trying to defuse, but will Strebber peek out in time? He will. He'll get the kill and put Method at map point and match point, in fact. And I mean, Method that time throwing like the more standard smokes, you know, at CT spawn stairs and jungle, not the straight line to the site. So changing up the variation a bit on the smokes. But also just hitting some really key kills. I mean, and with pistols at that, and they were struggling to get out on the site with rifles, but yet that round with pistols, they're somehow able to make it work. Some guys on Mythic miss a couple of shots, and Method capitalize on it there. And one of the weirdest rounds you would think they would get themselves the map point on, they do it. Like one of the rounds where they're the least equipped, they make it happen.
Well, and that's huge for Method because they had lost 6 in a row up until that point. They haven't strung together 2 rounds yet on their T side after winning CT that half 13-2, and they need to do this now. I don't think they want to give Mythic any more scrapping firepower that they already have. Mythic with a FAMAS and a Scout and an op. The Scout's on Devil Walk there. And XP3 with that up, and they're just trying to feel this round out.
I think they're throwing a fake here. They're going to throw the same set of smokes at A, but they're really looking to hit upper B, and I guess they're anticipating Mythic to rotate quick. I mean, they're so used to seeing these smokes and knowing, oh, it's an A hit. They do this like every round, and so they're hoping for the quick rotate, and they do get one quick rotate, but there's still one playing upper B. That's still going to be Anger. He hasn't left yet. There isn't enough pressure to make him leave.
Well, they're trying to force this fake, and they kind of do. Strebber and Justin coming out. Justin gets one, gets traded out, and then it's just going to come down. Oh, wait, they are going to get this. Oh, a fake plant. Strebber. They're just trying to wait and see what's going to happen when they push through because he at least comes behind him.
He used the plant to pull them in because he knew Ely was on the flank, but unfortunately Ely's flank just not there fast enough. He couldn't spot anyone out inside the market. And I mean, Method trying to go for the fake, and it didn't work well enough. Like, they didn't apply enough pressure at A to make Anger want to rotate, and then Anger was able to do well enough kind of by himself to get one kill at least and to allow that rotate to come back to assist him and like holding off the bomb plant there. So it just wasn't. It was a decent design to the fake, like thinking, okay, we've just been throwing these smokes at A every single round. Mythic are used to seeing that. They're probably going to rotate, but they just, like I said, you have to follow that up with some actual pressure, some actual picks. You know, make people want to move, and you know, Mythic just too disciplined for that. They held their ground.
Yeah, they didn't bite on that A head. They didn't do enough to sell them, like you said, but. You know, now this is getting dangerous because they've got an op on Ely, but they don't have anything else really, no utilities, and Ely's the only with armor that op that that he saved from that last round, so it was important for him to save it, obviously, but they're already at a disadvantage gun-wise, and they're going to regroup at T-spawn. And
I'm surprised they don't pass this to Silent. He's been the one getting opening picks with this op on the A side of the map, and he's their typical opper, so it's kind of weird they wouldn't pass it to him. But I know we've seen Ely be a part of their double op setups on a lot of different occasions, and maybe he's just feeling it. I'm not sure, but this is obviously going to be a tough round to try to win this map on with really there's no nades, and they only have one guy on armor. So this is going to be really difficult.
Well, and I think maybe, Dust, I think maybe what they're thinking is because Ely does have the armor, they're just going to let him keep this op, and if he can get that one pick to try to get them into A, they can funnel, just jump out and YOLO onto the site, and they may be able to do that. But time's running down here, and obviously they're probably not going to rotate back to B. They're just going to come out onto A, but they're waiting for Ely to catch somebody off guard, and that person he might be able to do is Lex. If he can get Lex here, this would be huge for them to push this site, but I don't think Lex is even going to pick it yet.
Yeah, I mean, Method haven't given any indication just yet, and I mean, Caesar's just playing back, but he's able to get out and grab the kill, so that was big from Ely. You know, you were correct to correct me there with the whole armor situation for sure, and it worked wonders there, but Mythic are recovering.
Ely says, not today. Takes him out, and now a 3v3. The disadvantage, though, Streber going down, no armor, and just a Glock. Justin has to do this. It's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. The CTs take it. Mythic 13-15. Mythic. Go ahead, Dust. Go ahead.
I mean, it's even a miracle they got a bomb plant situation, to be honest. Like, I mean, they didn't have much except for that one op and armor on Ely, but he made the difference by getting a couple of kills to secure the bomb plant, but not enough to close out the retake there. And so Mythic again, you know, basically just like last map, you know, they were on the verge of getting crushed in a very one-sided fashion. They've worked themselves back into a close game, and they're still might be able to force this into overtime. I mean, there's still that possibility. I'm assuming this is Method on a tactical timeout, trying to figure out a way to close this out, which, to be honest, that's what saved them on cash. When they took that timeout, they took a couple of ecos after the timeout, and then whenever the next gun round rolled around, that's what pushed them forward to win the game, actually. So they have a coach, by the way, in the server. Like, CEVO has implemented the ability for teams to have a coach on their team for online matches, and so Oso has been Method's coach this game. He's been talking to him. I actually had voice enable on earlier, so I could kind of hear it, but I turned it off because it was kind of distracting. But
yeah, I turned mine off as well.
But yeah, so I mean, they have a coach as well to help them work through it. So maybe they'll be able to figure it out here since they took the time out to talk.
Yeah, no, and hopefully they can. I think that was a tactical pause. Silent just paused it, didn't say anything else. I would assume that means that they need to figure this out and try to close this out now. They do not want to have to be in a situation that they could possibly be in if they don't get this round.
Yeah, I mean, this is Mythic's like big chance. I mean, 3 loss bonus coming in next round. Unless they can get a bomb plant, they're not going to have a whole lot to work with. This is going to be the best equipment value they're going to have between this round and next to try to punch it in and finish this off. So we'll see. They're trying something different, though. They're definitely straying away from A, which has been pretty much their tactic every round. And they've actually worked themselves over towards upper B here. Anger and Pit are still going to be in position, however, but Silent has caught Anger hopping, and so it's going to be all on Pit because that rotation's still pretty far away.
Yeah, Pit, he could dictate this round, but XP3 gets in shop early. Pit stays alive, 6 HP. Goes down to the nade. Silent with another op shot. This 3v2 situation here, if they can get here quickly, they could get this done. Oh, and Devil Walk whiffs. 1 HP for him. The jumping off attempt by XP3. He just wants to get this done.
Oh, check this out, though.
It's headed towards A with Connector, and
but they already kind of know. Yeah, I mean, they already kind of know, but Ely just got the kill, so Devil Walk has to honor. I mean, XP3 has to honor that, and now he's in a fight with Ely. He's actually popping in here. I mean, now he knows the bomb's not here, but he knows there's another guy here, so it's going to be hard for him to get this kill and get back, and I think this is probably it, man, unfortunately. XP3 now will try to work his way through Connector to A, but, I mean, he's still got to win a 1. Actually, Ely's already back in position, so he has to win a 1v2 here at the A site.
He's got a tall task ahead of him. XP3 has to make something happen. He goes ahead and sticks it, goes back, and Silent takes him out. There it is. 16-13. Method dealing with resurgency on both maps, but they do get it done.
The power of the timeout, man. It helped them. It helped Method finally close out cash, and it helped them there. And there, they just ended it on a B hit, upper B. They caught Anger with an op pick, nicely done. They limited Pit to just one frag, who was the second B player, and XP3 was able to remain alive, rotating with the op up until the very end. But there's just enough work was done there from Method to force XP3 into an almost impossible 1v2, and he wasn't able to close it out. And there you have it, a slight upset there. I mean, I know Mythic's kind of been struggling, lately. So if any time was going to be the time that an underdog could beat Mythic, it would be now, basically. And Method has shown us some decent results. Like they challenged Liquid very well earlier this season in a best of 2, and now they have the upset victory, so to speak, over Mythic. So this is even a team that began to, get some decent ties at the end of last season, even though they still went into the placement tournament. So they still did have their struggles, obviously, but they played themselves back into the Pro League. And so far early on in this season, they've had some pretty, impressive results. So well done to them. We are going to take a break, though, but in about 10 minutes, we'll be back with CLG playing sponsorless. So definitely be on the lookout for that in just a few moments.